All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome into tonight's live. I would give people time to get in, but I wanted to start talking. So, welcome in. This is definitely the first live for our page. And if you are new to my channel and you just found my live, my name is Andrea Palmer. I am an assertiveness coach for women. So, what I do is I help you learn how to be assertive in any kind of situation, in your personal life, in your work environment, at the grocery store, anytime it comes up. So just to be assertive in any kind of position. And mostly, though, to think assertively, to be able to speak assertively, to be able to live a life where you feel confident in yourself overall. And what what brought me to that and why I am a coach for assertiveness is because it's always been, to be honest with you, it's always been a pet peeve of mine to hear women be in situations and not be able to express themselves and speak up for themselves. And so I have taught many women how to be assertive. And I've worked with men before as well on teaching them how to be assertive and to know how to articulate and speak up for themselves appropriately so that they can get what they want. So I love it. I love, I love, I love being assertive. I love teaching others how to be assertive. So that's what I do for you here. And the reason I'm going live today, which I think we're going to try and do this consistently every Tuesday from about 6 to 7 or until I feel like we're finished, maybe sooner. um, just talking to you about just the random thoughts that go into being assertive. So tonight's live was about the main wall I know that you deal with on a daily basis when it comes to being assertive, and that is you caring about what other people think about you. It is the constant chatter in your mind. It is the thought that you have that causes that hesitation that you have at work when you know something is wrong and you just hesitate to speak up. You don't say something. You want that promotion and you don't say something. You don't like the that something is happening to you, any kind of situation. So imagine you're there and you hesitate. Where that hesitation typically comes from is because your thoughts about your concerns about what other people might think of you if you were to say a certain particular thing. And I really want to dive into that of what it is and how to get over it to a certain degree on this live. Um, Definitely, everybody is different, so your reasoning might be different. So hopefully, some of this will apply. So I hope that after you leave this live, you feel a little bit more empowered to not hesitate, to just say it, to just say what you need to say in that situation. So you have those thoughts, you have those concerns about what other people might think about you. And I don't want to belittle your thoughts, your concerns about wanting people to like you, because that's fine. That's a natural thing. You want somebody to like you. That's totally normal. And yet there is no real absolute way of your behavior to control that somebody will like you, that they that you can control their behavior, their thoughts. So there's nothing you can do or say. And I don't know if you've ever heard that before. And this might seem simple to you. You might think, well, that's just a thought. Well, there's other things that go into it. Yes and no, not necessarily. There really isn't much you can say or do to control how someone thinks of you. And if you have that thought that you think you can by acting and being a certain way, that is the hesitation. That is what keeps you from really actually being assertive and being your full self, being confident and speaking up when you need to. And it's because we don't control other people's behaviors. You don't control other people's behaviors. You don't control what they think. If you can, please leave a comment because I'd love to talk to you. That's amazing. Uh, but for the most part, you don't. So it doesn't really matter what you do. So I'm giving you this concept, this idea, and it's a simple thought, and yet this thought can shift you to just speaking up, because if you know you can't control how they're going to respond or how they think of you, it gives you a lot more space to just say, well, I'm going to just say it. Darn, I'm just going to go out and say what I wanted, what I need to say. I'm going to be assertive. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say yes. And, and give that, boundary there, because there's nothing that's going to change how they think of me or not. More so that you might even be able to relate with. Usually, what happens is that after you've even said something, maybe even not even the full thing that you wanted to say, you wanted to be more assertive, you wanted to speak up more so, you'll get in your car, you'll be by yourself and you'll think, gosh, what did they think about me? What did they think about what I said? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done it that way. I should have been politer. I don't know. And yet that's still the same conversation that you're having, because you think if you would have said it a certain way, if you would have shifted your body a certain way, change your tone, you can control what they think or how they are going to respond to you. And you can't. You can, however, influence. You can influence slightly someone's response. And yet, on the overall, you can't control what they think. You have no idea what they're thinking. You have no idea what they are thinking. So, if you can get to a place of really sitting with that thought and start to really let that settle in your mind of, I can't control it anyway, so why not just be 100% myself? Why not be 100% yourself and just speak up and say what you need to say? Just go out and be you. Because if you're still on the fence and you're hesitating, you're thinking, oh, it's because if I don't do it this way, I can control them. But once you start to accept that thought that I can't control how they respond, I can't control what they think fully, I can't. I can only slightly influence, and that's the fun of being assertive. Then I'm just gonna be me. I'm just gonna say what I need to say, and it's so freeing. It's so relaxing to be able to disconnect from that thought that of concern about what they might think about you, about caring about what someone thinks about you. And you have that care, you care a lot. And I've talked about this in other videos and I will continue to talk about it because it's such an issue. You care a lot about what some other people think about you, and you have to start to limit that back. You have to start to pull it in, pull it in. There can only be so many cares. I only have so many cares. You only have so many cares. But when you give them out freely and you start caring about what the person at valet thinks about you, you care what the person at the grocery store who's checking you out at the counter thinks. You care what the person at the restaurant thinks. It's too many cares. And truthfully, you don't have any connection with those people. I'm going to take a little sip of water here. You don't have any connection with them. Another thing to that is you wouldn't care so much about what they thought about you if you knew how little they did. You're a blip sometimes on people's thoughts. That might be startling to hear. Not that you don't matter, it's just that you aren't as important to them as you think you might be. You didn't make this grand impression that they're still thinking about you. More than likely, they are not. They're thinking about, that their car is not working and they got to get home from work. They're thinking about the kids that they have to pick up after work. They're thinking about their own life. They're not thinking about you like that. So why not just be you? Why not just speak up? Why not just elevate your voice and say what you need to say? See how freeing it becomes when you start to disconnect from what you think they might think about you. It's a lot of thinking there. It's so freeing. It's so relaxing to just disconnect from it all. And I hope that as we're continuing to have this conversation, that you're starting to realize, you're starting to even just starting to feel that pull of, well, maybe if I did care a little bit less. I do care. You're starting to just hear yourself talk about it. And it's your thoughts. You get to decide what that conversation is in your mind. So you get to decide if you want to be concerned about what they think about you. You get to be concerned. You get to decide. So I can only give you the options. That's what coaching is. I'm only giving you these options. I'm only giving you considerations, things to consider, things to implement into your own thought process that can help you to have a shift into a better direction. Because at the end of the day, it becomes a very stifling kind of life when you can't just speak up and say what you want to say. It starts to become very uncomfortable for you and those around you. It can be very uncomfortable. If you're the type of person that always hesitates, and sometimes you're not just speaking up for yourself, sometimes you're speaking up for others around you. If you can't do it, if you can't just feel that confidence within yourself, life can be very filled with anxiety, very stressful, very frustrating, because at the end of the day, you still don't feel like you got what you needed. You still get left feeling, gosh, I wish I would have said something. And then you're laying there beating yourself up about it, thinking, I wish I would have just spoken up. I wish I would have just said something. So, what I want to leave you with here in this live, we'll go a little shorter for this first one. This is fun. I hope you enjoyed this one too. I enjoyed this, and we're definitely going to do this. Am I doing this next Tuesday? Maybe next Tuesday. Forgive me. When is Christmas? It's coming. It's coming around. There has to be a place within yourself where you have this certain high level of value for yourself. And when you achieve that high level of value, oh, there is nothing that can stand in your way, because you know you can talk to anybody. You can say anything that you need to say. There has to be a place within yourself that is kept very personal, very safe. And I mean this, nobody can talk to you any kind of crazy way, because you know there's this part inside of you that gives you this inner kind of strength for yourself, this inner care for yourself. This part that just, it's like a little battery, whatever you want to envision it as. I'm a visual learner person. Mine is, I'm not even going to tell you what I envision for myself. You envision for yourself that place within yourself to be able to speak up and say what you need to say. It's a private place that nobody can touch. It's your spot of, it's your limit, and you get to say no. I know who I am. I have this inside of me, and I will say what I need to say. I will show up when I need to, and I don't care who it is. And I will do it all with a smile. So that is my extra little thing here. If you're new to the channel, once again, my name is Andrea Palmer. I am your assertiveness coach for women. I teach you how to be assertive in your personal, your professional life, and all around everyday life, so that you can show up and you can be confident and you can speak up and you never have to have that hesitation again. And you can relax at the end of the day, knowing that you spoke up, knowing that you can handle anything, really anything. I hope that sounds exciting for you. I hope that sounds like something you might want. If it is, I hope you subscribed. I hope that you will share this with someone else that you think, another lady that you know needs to hear this. I'm very excited to help you through to get you there. And if you are ever in need of your own individual personalized kind of support, as I said earlier, everybody's different. Everybody has different dialogue in their mind about what has caused you to get to this place of limiting yourself, holding yourself back. You can click somewhere in the description or on my actual YouTube page. There is a link to set up a meeting with me and to reach out. And I also have a link somewhere in the description too. It's a 10 kind of phrases thing that you can use. So this will kind of help you. It's totally free. And you can use that to just kind of get yourself into the groove of speaking up and some things that you can say on the fly. And my little add on to that, though, is definitely what we talked about right here on this live of starting to get into the mindset of not caring about what people think in order to be able to speak up and be assertive. So you have to establish that first. Definitely you can use those phrases, but I talked about it a little bit on that sheet. So you can download that for free and you can reach out to me for personalized help. And you can continue to watch these videos and subscribe and thumbs up. And that will help this channel grow. That will alert you. There's a little bell, you can get a notification, but that will alert you when I put out new videos and new ideas and new things that you can implement right away into your life and you can go out and use, and just give you little things here and there that you can use to shift your mind so that you can be assertive. And I really hope you enjoyed this live. I loved it. This was so fun. I'm so glad that we got together and talked tonight. And I will see you. I want to double check. I just want to verify. Am I going to see you next Tuesday? Don't mind me. We're live. Yes, we're going to go live next Tuesday on the 16th. I will be here at 6 p.m. once again. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good evening. Take care.